I got on the phone with some of my Australian sources, and nobody else was surprised. I was surprised. I think the fans are surprised. The public at large is surprised, especially because they're so ubiquitous. I mean, they are really everywhere all the time.
Oh my gosh, like seriously. It was all so picture perfect. Every smile looked like it was practiced in front of a mirror, and every tiny look felt like part of a big show, like nothing was real. Just all planned out to look flawless.
Curiously, just ended an interview recently because he was asked about the very issue with her having love scenes with Zac Efron, and he ended the interview. So it's got to be hard.
And everyone out there totally believed it. Like Keith and Nicole were that perfect dream couple. Everyone wished to be just shining bright, like a movie love story that seemed too good to ever fall apart.
She's the actress and he's the musician. So she takes the back seat at the Grammys and was always the supportive one. And then he takes the back seat for the SAG Awards or the Oscars or what have you. And they've been able to rise to these unprecedented heights and accolades, awards, achievements, fandom, that they're not competing with each other.
Like, come on, the country music king and the fancy Oscar queen were so wrapped up in their cute love tale, it honestly looked like something straight out of a dreamy movie scene that made everyone sigh and say goals.
Nicole's recent post entitled Summer Memories had lots of images with her two daughters, but no Keith.
Keith was notably absent from the...
But you know what movies stop after a couple hours, while real life just keeps rolling with all its twists, turns, and messy surprises that no script can fix.
The reason Keith and Nicole were able to do it successfully for as long as they did, there's a tremendous disparity in their financial net worth. Reports put Nicole's worth at $250 million. Reports put Keith's worth at approximately $75 million. So tremendous disparity.
Behind all those shiny dresses and loud cheers, there was this heavy secret world full of drama and sadness that nobody could even dream of because everything looked so sparkly on the outside while something dark was quietly hiding underneath.
Famous people who marry famous people. And that the only way it can work is if one of them is willing to be the less famous. You cannot have two egos coexisting at the same time like that.
And now Keith finally came out and said it himself. And that truth he dropped was so deep and sad and real that it totally broke the perfect picture everyone had been believing for almost 20 years. Like, wow, nobody saw that coming.
The last time the power couple was spotted together in public was 3 months ago at a World Cup soccer event in Nashville. Just 5 days later, Nicole celebrated their 19 years of marriage with this loving photo. Happy anniversary, baby, she gushed. Keith Urban did not post back.
Because while gossip mags talked about addiction secrets and fake smiles, the real story was way more painful, like heartbreak hiding behind all that fame.
And I went into the Betty Ford Center for 3 months with no idea what was going to happen to us. And if you want to see what love in action really looks like.
Behind the fancy doors, Nicole was more than just a wife. She was like his lifeline, fighting quiet battles that no camera ever showed.
We got married in June 2006, and barely 4 months into our marriage, my addictions that I'd done really nothing about blew our marriage to smithereens.
Keith wasn't just that sweet singer with his guitar. He was a man struggling hard to escape the dark shadows that nearly swallowed him whole.
I've always said this about her: she doesn't act, she accesses. She portals emotionally, mentally, physically, and her eyes, man, those eyes on camera. She can tell a whole story and never utter a word.
And now with that one truth out, it all makes sense. The dream wedding, the perfect family, the brave front. It was real, but the rest stayed hidden in silence.
Nicole Kidman is deemed primary residential parent with 306 days a year of parenting. Keith Urban is allowed 59 days.
Behind therapy rooms and late night tears were choices that almost ended everything. This wasn't just a Hollywood breakup. It was a story of survival, loyalty, and love pushed right to the edge.
She's got a bit of ready, fire, aim about her because it's fun as hell to be around because anything can happen at any moment. She's endlessly curious. She dives in head first and she follows with little to no thinking at all of the consequences.
As we hear what Keith said, you see even stars face dark fights. Their love looked perfect. He had charm. She had grace. They smiled like nothing could break them. But it was just a picture hiding the truth.
In the divorce documents, the actress lists irreconcilable differences. It looks as if they've worked out a big part of the divorce, including custody of their 2 teenage daughters.
Away from the lights, there was another truth full of tension and worry, and that quiet kind of pain that hides when love and hurt live together. Keith's struggles didn't end when cameras stopped, and Nicole's tears never made the news. They built a perfect image. Even when life inside was falling apart, friends said Nicole acted like his shield, protecting him from his demons and their girls from the cruel gossip outside.
If you weren't at that event, maybe you don't have the same friendship group. It may never have happened.
Whoa. Never know.
You never know.
It's fate. It's the universe.
Anyway, moving on.
But that body language was extreme. I mean, he recoiled when they brought her up, and he could have faked it a little bit better. Like, yeah, I'm just lucky it happened. Thanks, good day, LA.
While Keith tried hard to look strong because the world wanted him to be perfect, the gap between their shiny image and real pain kept growing, and that clash became the heart of their marriage. Every red carpet moment turned into a show to keep the dream alive for everyone watching.
If you hadn't both been there that day, would your paths somewhere have inevitably crossed? Or maybe this incredible
probably.
life story wouldn't have happened?
No, I think
So this incident where somebody asks about her love scenes and he abruptly ends the interview.
While they looked perfect in public, Nicole found out Keith was hiding secrets that could break them long before fame. He was a poor boy with a guitar. Dreaming big music was his escape, and by his teens, he chased stages with passion. But inside, he was restless and already slipping into habits that showed darker battles ahead.
Speaking of your amazing love story with Nicole, you met at G'day Australia. Is that what it was called?
G'day, LA.
G'day LA.
Yeah.
He's been dodging questions about her for at least 2 months.
Everything changed when Keith risked it all to move to Nashville. He faced rejection, but never gave up, and soon fame found him. Yet his old demons stayed close. And months after marrying Nicole, the dream broke as his addiction became real, right inside their home.
Nick pushed through every negative voice, I'm sure even some of her own, and she chose love. And here we are tonight, 18 years later.
Friends said Nicole had to step in and tell Keith to get help or lose everything he went to rehab, shocking fans. But healing under fame wasn't easy, rumors flew, and no one saw Nicole alone, wondering if love was enough or Keith admitting his demons were older than their love. And though he said she saved him, the question stayed. How long could she keep holding on?
She really has been fighting hard over the past 3 months or so to save their marriage. This isn't what she wanted.
When Nicole walked down the aisle in June 2006, everyone watched in awe. The candlelit wedding in Sydney felt like a dream. She looked like a princess in her lace gown, and Keith stood waiting, all in love and charm. For a moment, it felt like Hollywood had given the world the perfect love story, with smiles so bright and a forever that seemed too perfect to ever break.
My wife, Nicole, marries here tonight. I love you, baby.
Supposedly, sources are saying that all the signs point to the fact that Keith is with this other woman, and Nicole doesn't dispute that.
But after the lights faded, real life showed up fast. Nicole wanted peace and love, while Keith still fought his shadows. There were quiet nights and hidden tension. He drifted away. She felt alone, and though they smiled for the world, the cracks had already begun to show.
And my husband's always saying, take care of yourself, Nicole.
That's what he tells you?
Yeah.
Take care of yourself?
Yeah.
Behind that dreamy wedding was a woman holding on to hope and a man still fighting demons that love alone couldn't fix when their daughters arrived. It looked like the happy ending everyone wanted Sunday. Rose in 2008, then Faith Margaret. Later, through a surrogate, the world saw peace and joy in photos of them smiling together. But parenthood brought new tests. Nicole poured her whole heart into being a mom, guarding her girls from fame and from Keith's struggles, trying to keep her family safe no matter what.
What's even more shocking is that it looks like Keith already has another woman. I wonder if he was
Who's having more fun today, you or her?
We both are incredible mom. Loving, maternal.
I have the most extraordinary partner in life.
While Keith tried to balance fame and family, the pressure grew and gossip followed about relapses and distance between them. They stayed united for their daughters. But as the kids grew and fame pulled harder, the cracks slowly came back.
She has a capacity to love like no one I've ever met. That's the thing about Nick. She loves life. I've actually never met anyone who has such a passion for being alive. Nick had such a truly otherworldly otherworldly aura about her, and I felt a bit like I was meeting a real-life princess.
The shocking news that Keith Urban moved out of their home at the beginning of this summer and has his own place in Nashville. There's also a report that he's seeing another woman. It's official. Nicole Kidman has filed for divorce from Keith Urban.
After 20 long years together, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are done.
Fame looked shiny from the outside, but for Nicole and Keith, it came with a heavy price. While Keith toured nonstop and faced critics calling him fake or too pop, he was fighting his own battles inside, and Nicole was dealing with harsh eyes on her movies, her looks, and her worth in Hollywood that never stopped judging her. Every mistake turned into gossip, painting her as weak even when she was just trying to survive. Together, they tried to balance it all. Two little girls, big careers, and a world waiting for them to fall. Friends said there were fights about distance and time apart, while the public saw only red carpet smiles behind the scenes. Nicole flew across countries to hold her family close, and Keith hid in his music to escape the chaos. And as fame and noise grew, it became clear their success was no dream. It was a battlefield slowly eating away at the love they were trying to protect. Behind the red carpet, smiles Keith and Nicole were falling apart. He fought to stay sober while she felt old pain return. Their spark faded into silence, and Fight's fame added more weight. Critics attacked them both, and soon, they were holding on just to survive. Two stars trapped by love, fame, and secrets too heavy to carry. The end came slowly as trust and hope faded until nothing was left but silence. The love story that looked unbreakable finally broke, showing even the brightest stars can fall under pressure. But the drama isn't over because another royal scandal is taking over. So keep watching because the spotlight never lies.